Hey everyone, Cynthia here with the Nameless Homestead. Welcome back on another beautiful Sunday morning. Today, I'm gonna show you guys how to tell whether or not your eggs are fertile in case you're wanting to try your hand at hatching eggs at home like I am. This is gonna be part of our chicken husbandry series, a big long series of videos, just like with our goat husbandry series, so do stick around. On Thursday, I posted a video all about setting your eggs to incubate so you can hatch your own chicks at home and how easy it can be. Now, I ordered my eggs off eBay because I wanted to get a mystery box of eggs just for the sake of fun and YouTube content. But if you don't have the money to be dropping 60 bucks to ship some eggs from Florida on eBay, or if you just wanna hatch your own breeds of chicks, you can do that quite easily at home. Now, I've seen so many old wives' tales on how to tell whether or not your eggs are fertilized, from the shape of the egg to whether or not it floats or sinks in water. And those are definitely old wives' tales. There's nothing you can do aside from opening these babies up to tell whether or not they're actually fertile. But once you actually see the difference, it's super easy to tell. So let's get to it. This egg is just a store-bought commercial egg, and because they don't keep roosters with their hens, theoretically, it's not fertile. This egg is from our homestead, and we do have a rooster. And he has been busily doing his job, so it's definitely fertile. I already cracked a couple of eggs, one commercial and one from our homestead in a bowl. So let's turn this camera around and see if I can get you guys some close-up shots and point out the anatomy of the egg and how to tell whether or not one is fertile. Okay, here on the right is my egg. Here on the left is the store-bought egg. You'll notice a few differences right off the bat, and that's just due to diet and nutrition. You'll notice that this egg has a much darker golden yellow. This one is actually pretty good for a store-bought egg, but is still a lot paler. And that is going to be because the free-range birds that I have access to a lot of lovely plant matter, which turns their yolks a darker orange. Another thing that you might notice is this spot right here. On a fertilized egg, it is so much more noticeable than on a non-fertilized egg. This little tiny white speck is called a blastodisc. That is where the DNA from the hen resides. The yolk is not what turns into a chick. The yolk is what feeds the chick as it grows within the egg until it hatches. When the chick hatches, it will have absorbed the yolk fully into its abdomen to give it good nutrition for the first few days post-hatch, while mother hen waits for everybody to hatch and dry off. So needless to say, this little white spot here is the hen's DNA. Now, when a rooster adds his DNA to the mix, it becomes a blastoderm. And you'll notice that the little white spot seems to have kind of blown out. It almost looks like a bullseye, a center white splotch followed by kind of a lighter white ring around it. So if that's what you see, you know your rooster has been doing very well at his job and that the eggs that you have will be fertile and will develop into chicks if you put them in your incubator. Another interesting side note about fertile eggs, a lot of people are really skeevy about eating eggs that have been fertilized by a rooster. But don't worry, you're not eating a live chicken embryo. One of the most interesting things about chickens, and this is how a lot of bird breeds work, in order for a hen to lay a whole clutch of eggs that will all hatch very close to the same time, the way that this works is unless an egg is actively being incubated, a mother hen sitting on it or put into an incubator and is kept at about, I think, is it 80 degrees? I'll make sure that somewhere here on the screen I put up the actual temperature it needs to be held at for a specific length of time before any cell division happens. So don't feel weird about eating your eggs if you have a rooster in your flock. This works this way so that when a hen sets on her eggs, the entire clutch hatches generally all within the same 24 to 48 hour time span. Eggs can stay fertile up to 7 to 10 days after they've been laid. And that's one of the reasons why we're a little bit worried about the eggs that we set in Thursday's video. Unfortunately, they had a really long ride all the way from Florida during a polar vortex, so their shipment was delayed. So fingers crossed for us, guys. Anyway, if you like this video, please hit the like button, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified the next time we upload. See you Thursday.